Good morning, YouTube. It is 10 a.m. in the great state of Texas, and we're going to do a wood project. I did this like months ago. Today, doing this commentary, it is like, I think it's like March 8th or 10th, somewhere around there. And I've completely forgotten about this video. I have all these videos that I need to do commentary for, and just remembered this one. So I think this one is Hickory that we're doing. I got this in a grab bag for like one of those online things that you do on Amazon. You can buy like different bowl blanks and they just send you random ones. And this one is, I believe, Hickory. So I'm going to assume it's Hickory wood. Never worked with this wood before. Honestly, I don't even remember doing this bowl. But I got the faceplate on. This is the first time I'm watching the video in its entirety. So you, me, and everybody else on YouTube is going to just sit back and watch me, I guess, make a small little bowl out of this one. My wife stole this bowl from me, actually, so it's still in our house. I didn't give this one away, and from what I remember, the bowl actually comes out pretty good. So you can see there I was initially doing the roughing gouge, and now I'm going to come back with some different size chisels, just trying to take that square and make a nice cylinder shape like we usually do. And now I'm using the round carbide tool, and I'm switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And from what I can remember, once you got it from the square into like somewhat of a cylinder shape, it goes pretty smooth from here. So yeah, there it is. And you can always see the cool grain on this one. So it's actually looking pretty good. I have no idea why I went back to the roughing gouge. I started out, when I first got into woodworking, funny story, all I would use was the roughing gouge. And then as I watched more YouTube videos, I realized, hey, there's more chisels than just, the roughing gouge. So I think that's why I did it, just for nostalgic reasons. But real big fan of the large round carbide tool when I do these projects. So the round carbide tool has kind of become my go-to for everything that I usually do now. So by this time I've got a nice cylindrical shape. The wood actually is, really nice on the chisels from what I can remember. And now we're just making that small round bottom like we usually will do. A little bit of a zoom in work there and coming back and forth, back and forth. Love the grain on this one. You can see that it's like lighter to darker, and it just gets that nice contrast that you're looking for when you're doing some of these wood bowls. And I love doing these blanks where they just send me like random like stuff to work with, and it's always fun to work with just all wood projects. And I think I've said this before in previous projects. I wish I had a larger lathe, because if I did, I would just do larger bowls made of purely just wood. And for some reason, I guess I didn't record the mortise being made. I think I forgot to hit the record button, obviously. So here we are taking the faceplate off of our bowl blank here. And now we just got this nice, bowl that we have to gouge out. And this part, from what I can remember, went relatively fast. Didn't have a whole lot of issues with it. So now we're just going to get everything nice and even before we actually start the gouging portion. Get everything off that superficial layer. It comes wrapped in like this wax or like some kind of it's like a wax film that's on the bowl blank itself if you order these off of Amazon. And it's it's a weird layer and it feels weird on the chisels. But here I am, for some reason, decided to take the square carbide tool and square stuff up. I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. It's always fun watching these commentaries and like, from back and forth, because I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But I never claimed to be an expert, obviously. So once we got everything kind of squared up the way we want to, now we're just making sure that wax stuff is off. Everything's nice and even. Man, you can really see like the cool contrast of colors on this one, so it looks really cool. So obviously taking the larger carbide tool, coming in, just start gouging process. This part, I believe, went relatively easy and smooth. I know my large bowl gouge isn't very sharp, and the angle on it's a little off. I need to go back and sharpen that up. And now we're just taking the round carbide tool, coming back and forth, in and out with it, and just basically getting everything gouged out the way that we want to. And from what I can remember, like I keep saying that, from what I can remember, because literally I did this, I want to say maybe in December, January, February. I don't know. All the days are kind of just mixing together, so it's all over the place with me. But here we are, just taking the square carbide tool. Now we're just working on the walls of that, trying to go as deep as we can into the bowl without hitting the bottom of the mortise. And now we're just getting these shavings that are flying off. You can see we're getting some pretty good shavings, getting a little bit of that, like that dust and dirt kind of, material off of it. But from this angle, everything's going real nice and smooth. Now we're just getting everything squared up again, coming back and forth with the square carbide tool. And we're almost done with this one. And now we're going to move on to sanding, obviously, and now we're just, making the walls as thin as possible. Not as thin as possible, but just to where they're not, too chunky. And then we're just getting a feel for everything here. And I mean, that's how you gauge like the depth of these bowls, whether you're doing epoxy or just pure wood. It's just coming back and forth and getting a feel for them on the gloves. So that's what you just have to do. So here's all the aftermath, everything that's left over. Really, good shavings on there. You can see all that. That'll make nice, fire kindling if you need to. And now we're just going to get all that vacuumed up. That's the bad thing about wood. It's, epoxy too. It just gets everywhere, like the smaller, finer, pieces and bits. But overall, really happy with how this turned out. And now we're going to start the sanding portion. Here we are. I think we went from like 220. No, we didn't go from 220. I think we started at like 80 grit, somewhere around there. And I think I only went up to like 320 on the grit paper. But, sanding of wood is a lot different than sanding of epoxy. Obviously, there's not a lot of polishing that goes into it. I mean, you can, but for the most part, I just keep it, pretty basic. So here we are at the end, and now we're just going to hit it with that wood wax that I love to work with so much. And that makes the grain really just pop and shine. Love how this strut looks in the sun. Actually, I think I finished this one at night, so I don't even know. I mean, we'll find out together, I guess. But I think I didn't end up putting this out in the sun or anything. But you can really see the way the wax just pops and makes that wood grain look really, 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 really good. So now we're just polishing it up. And now we're going to do our typical thing where we just kind of come back and say, boom, now we're finished. And we're going to slow it down for the camera. Actually, we're not going to slow anything down. We're just going to go ahead and get everything shined up and polished. And it looks really, really good. One of these days, I'm going to get a larger lathe. I got a work situation right now brewing that I'm going to be out of the wood shop, unfortunately, for a while. So I'm trying to get these videos done for you guys in advance. But when I come back, maybe I'll get a larger lathe. But hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys got something out of it. Hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, I finished this in like early 2022. You guys are probably watching this in the summer of 2022. And I'm probably doing a work thing. So hope everybody's doing well. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next project. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, and all that other fun stuff. Leave a comment, all that good things that all the YouTubers say. And I'll see you guys in the next project. Peace. Okay, try that again. So, video is done, or the project is done. And this is a cool looking piece of wood. I want to say that it's maybe hickory. It said HIC on the block. And like I said in the commentary, I get these like grab bags of like random woods that they send in a box. So absolutely beautiful. Love this. If it's not hickory, leave it in the comment what you think it is, because I don't know. It smells good though. Now it smells like wood wax, but overall really happy the way this turned out. Not so much turning it down into a cylinder. Had a little bit of an issue with that, but overall pretty happy the way this little dude turned out. So kind of looks like a cow a little bit, but really love it. Different colors make it look even better. So hope you got something out of it. Hope you liked it. Today is, I don't know, because I have to look, January 23rd of 2022. You guys are probably watching this in the summer 2022. So hope everybody's staying warm. It's freezing here. That's why I got all this cold weather gear on. But overall, really happy with the way this turned out. Hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. All that good stuff. See you guys in the next project. Bye.